Okay, so I went ahead and finished up the automation. Really nothing crazy. It's very similar to what you saw with the guitars, where I'm just bringing things up or down a couple of dB here and there. Anything with the play button in green means I automated it. The biggest changes were in the organ, where it's really, swelling up and down in volume. Like, these old school organs have volume pedals. So very often you have that sort of swelling up and down in volume on that sort of old school Hammond track. Brought the vocal down a little bit in the verses, things like that. I'll play it before this is over and you'll see everything. Another thing I did was, since we're not getting into mastering here, we already had this, quick, just throw it on sort of mastering thing. The only thing I added was, again, in parallel, mostly the dry signal, simple bus compressor. There's the settings. And then a bit of EQ. And this thing, just to help with some of the higher, this is just listening, and some of the higher frequencies became a bit harsh now and then. So we have a bit of reduction just in those frequencies. Very, very small amount.
Sunny days and smiling faces.
Keeps things warm without getting bright and brittle. I did want more of a warm sound here. Okay, so that's all I did. So the toms need a little work. The toms.
Isn't that where we belong? Singing now.
Now the toms are okay. They're just a bit boring, right?
Singing now.
Let's see what we can do. I set a loop point.
Empty the
Yeah. Not the prettiest sound in the world, huh? Let me turn off the effects. You know what I'll do? I'll make a tom bus, which of course will end up going to the drum bus. So instead of going directly to the drum bus, we will create the tom bus 2324. Send the two toms to that. And then bring the bus over next to that. Label it tom bus. Okay. I think I went to high school with him. So let's see what we can kind of do to spice it up. Again, it just sounds plain. What can we do to the toms? I'll go back to the loop point here. Toms. Well, we already did SSL. Every drum bus already has the Neve, but I'm making a point by using the same plugins over and over again. It doesn't matter. This is a regular EQ. See what's going on. Give it some lows. Get rid of some of that. We really want that attack to pop out. A little more spicy. So this is the tom bus. We've already EQ'd them individually. Let's put also, again, we're just using the same old stuff. Again, a free plugin here. Nope, wrong one. I think I've made a good point here that it's not about the plugins, because I am using the same handful of plugins on everything, and half of them are free, and the other half are cheap. little compression on the toms there. Again, I'm paralleling. Now the reverb I had on the toms individually in the tom tracks, now I can put it on the bus. So we had the room verb, which is a little ugly. I don't want too much of that. Give it some space. And then we had that big verb, or medium verb. That's cool. So here's what we started with today. And then we added that. That works. You know what, actually I'll add as well. We'll see if it's too much. I love the R bass. Now, even though things are pan left and right, if you have R bass, the mono signal is what's added. Just keep that in mind. If you have stereo bass, whatever you're adding here is going to be in mono. But I don't mind that here. Maybe around 100. Oh yeah, we got some beef. There we go. I wanted that. Now you could feel the tom a little bit. The floor tom especially. Want some low end. Let's look at our levels here. Even them out. See what's happening. Let's listen to that fill now. Oh yeah. Oh, that's so much better. That sounds like a nice kit. Oh yeah, loving the toms. Oh, I didn't send the tom bus to the drum bus. Now, sometimes I don't, because the drum bus has compression. It has other stuff on it, right? Do I want that on the toms here? Well, let's try it. See what we like better. Oh, that sounded great. That sounded great. We're sending that to the drum bus too. Again, like if you wanted big toms to pop out, or if you want some drum to pop out, you could not send it to the drum bus, or send it to the drum bus and an additional signal that's not. And this way you could push further than, you know, what your compressors and things are letting you do. I have a limiter on the drum bus. So if I really push something into it, it's going to get pushed back. So, but no issue there. I like the way those toms did pop out there. Okay. Another thing I was thinking, again, this, you know, now that all the technical stuff is done, most of it's done, this is when you can get creative, you know, to get away from the song and kind of see what might pop into your head as some creative ideas and come back to it. What I was thinking was take the vocal track, right? Let's duplicate it. Where am I? My brain works, right? It does work, I think. Oh, you picked the track first. Yeah, I've done this before. Now, I think this was done to a click, so I might be able to kind of... So here's what I was thinking. Let's get the two vocals soloed and move this guy down. Now, I'm not on a grid, but let's figure this out.
Sunny days and smiling faces. Sunny days and smiling faces. Isn't that where we belong? Isn't that where we belong? Down the road only hope can take us. Down the road only hope can singing songs of peace and love. Singing now.
So there's a couple. Now, I could have sent a delay and automated a delay send, but this is another way to do it. Some of these lines I want it to literally repeat. You know, a delay would work, but let's see.
Isn't that where we be? Down the road only hope can take us.
You know, it's not even in this verse. I was thinking, let's do it in the next verse.
Heavy hearts, they won't escape us. We cross the line when it gets blurred.
Maybe on this line we repeat it with an echo.
Why can't we, if God forgave us, if God us, fight to fight.
Let's do that.
Why can't we, if God forgave us, fight to fight, we both.
Again, I could have automated a delay send, but this is just another way to do it. And it's obviously really more accurate because you're not just sending to a delay that could have feedback that repeats it more than once, or the timing, you could place it exactly where you want. And then I could also process this track however I want, of course.
Why can't we, if God forgave us, God forgave us, fight to fight.
Yeah. Get a little creative before we finish this up.
We both feel burned.
What else?
We'll drop bombs all day. We'll drop bombs all.
Another one?
Empty looks on empty faces.
Empty faces
With something stolen from our soul.
from Mars.
Seeking
Here?
golden foreign places. Never
Foreign places? Let's do it on this line. Maybe?
from our soul. From our soul.
Yeah. My soul. We'll get that.
From our soul. From our soul. From our soul. Seeking golden foreign places. Never failed us up. It never failed.
Where else?
Once again we raise our voices. Raise our voices. Give us what
Yeah, why not? We'll have this to play with, right? Put a little reverb on it.
voices. Raise our voices. Give us what we're looking for. Voices. Raise our voices. Give us
We'll do
what
it on the word raise our voices. There we go.
Raise our voices. Give us what we're looking for. Voices. Raise our voices. Give us
Nice.
world's a product of our choices. Will we choose to stop this war?
Is that it?
We'll drop bombs all day and night until the other one's down.
Yeah, that's probably it. That's probably it.
Seems we can't move on. Seems we can't move on. Singing now.
Oh, okay, that was nice. Let's do that. I think we're done with that now.
Singing now. Who's in the wrong? Yeah. Who's in the right? Who's in the wrong? Yeah. Who's in the right? Who's in the wrong? Yeah. Who's in the right?
All right, cool. Now let's get to that second repeat track, and let's put some reverb on it. What was that? 21.
Who's in the wrong? And who? Was something stolen from our soul? From our soul. Seeking golden foreign places. Never failed us up.
That's,
If God forgave us, fight to fight.
Oh, that's cool.
Feel burned.
that's nice.
Why can't we, if God forgave us, fight to fight, we both feel burned. We'll drop bombs all day and night.
Nice. And that second verse.
My soul, seeking golden foreign places.
Taking off high end
Never failed us up.
on that repeat track. Let's see what that sounds like.
Once again we raise our voices. Give us
Oh,
what
yeah.
we're looking for.
I still want it dark, though.
The world's a proud.
Still see if we can get that dark, that repeat track.
It's what we're looking for. The world's a product of our choices. Will we choose to stop this war?
Let's hear that in the first verse.
A fight to fire, we both feel burned from our soul. Seeking gold in foreign places.
Nice.
Never failed to suck its store. Once again we raise our voices.
Oh, yeah.
What we're looking for.
Nice, nice, nice. I could automate that. Let's just leave it there for the moment. Okay. I think it's done. Right? Right. Again, proper mastering, checking our LUFS levels, talking about a whole other topic there that we're not going to get into. Uploading for streaming and competitive loudness and limiting and things you could do with mastering and technical things, creative things. A whole other topic. So for this, again, as you could hear, it sounds pretty finalized, just throwing some things on the master bus. And one thing I will say about mastering is that if you take this real simplified version of mastering that I did, and you play this mix against other professional mixes and mainstream releases, that the overall volume, the overall EQ, all that stuff is going to be in the right territory already. You shouldn't have to adjust your volume. You shouldn't have to do anything. And it's not because I spent a lot of time on mastering and maximizing levels. It's because the mix is already lending itself to that. So if your mix is good and you just throw on a regular old limiter and do 1 to 2 dB of limiting here and there, right? Light limiting. You should be in the ballpark of mainstream volume for releases. If you're not, it's the mix, right? Now, there's a lot of pitfalls and a lot of mistakes I could have made along the way that through experience I didn't, that would have given me an issue. So let's say my kick drum had a ton of 40 hertz on it, 35, right? And I didn't check let's say we didn't check the meters, we didn't see what was going on, and there's all this low end building up that you wouldn't even know was there unless you had a subwoofer. That's one example, right? And then you put the limiter on. That low end is the thing that's hitting that limiter, right? It's pushing back on your mix, and the rest of your mix is staying low because of it, right? And you compare it and you go, why is my mix lower? And you can't figure it out, right? That's one example of a pitfall, and that's another thing to get into for some more of that. But the whole mystery with mastering. Or if you're learning to mix and you're like, I don't know, mastering engineers, they just do some magic. Not really. The magic in mastering comes in when the mix has issues and it needs to be fixed. And if the mastering engineer fixes those issues, then the client goes, wow, it sounds better, right? If you give them a good mix, they do very little. That's the point. And that's why having very little on the master bus just already puts me in the professional territory as far as volume, EQ, right? Okay. So what I'll do is now, just to end this off, I'm going to play the mix beginning to end, and all the tracks that have the green play button that you see there, that means I automated them, and you could take a look at the automation, because, and maybe I would spend a little more time on it, tweaking it, but it's 98% there. Let's see. I'll move some tracks over that I didn't automate and try to just get everything on the screen. I'll also provide like a final mix of this so that, somewhere. So you could hear, again, with this quick mastering, nothing special, that it's all there at a professional level and everything. Okay, so I'll just play the mix and beginning to end, all that work gives us this. And you can watch the automation. I want to tweak this forever, but let's just call it a day.
Sunny days and smiling faces. Isn't that where we belong? Down a road only hope can take us. Singing songs of peace and love. Singing now. Heavy hearts, they won't escape us. We cross the line when it gets blurred. Why can't we, if God forgave us? A fight's a fire, we both feel burned. We'll drop bombs all day and night to show who's in the wrong and who's in the right. Who's in the wrong and who's in the right. Empty looks on empty faces, with something stolen from our soul. Seeking gold in foreign places, never failed to sup its store. Once again we raise our voices. Give us what we're looking for. The world's a product of our choices. Will we choose to stop this war? We'll drop bombs all day and night to show who's in the wrong and who's in the right. Who's in the wrong and who's in the right? We'll drop bombs all day and night until the other one's down and out of sight. Seems we can't move on without a fight. Singing now, who's in the wrong? Yeah, who's in the right? Who's in the wrong? Yeah, who's in the right? Who's in the wrong? Yeah, who's in the right? Who's in the wrong? Yeah, who's in the
Okay. I was looking at that and listening. I didn't actually do much automation on the vocal. I would rather have brought that vocal down a dB or so in the verses, right? Little tweaks here and there. I will provide the final version. I'm just going to export it, maybe just lower the vocal a bit in the verses. But that's it. And export this thing and make that available. Okay. So there it is, a mix beginning to end. I think that was about 2 hours, and that includes my explanation of what I'm doing, so that slowed me down. Then again, I stuck to just keep it moving. Just keep it moving. Let's use channel strips. Let's use the same couple of compressors, the same effects. So overall, I used H delay like 4 or 5 times. Everything's, really simple in that department. And this song was very well recorded. There wasn't a lot of cleanup. There wasn't editing. There wasn't bleed, right? There wasn't all kinds of stuff that you could run into, and that's definitely going to be shown on other mixes. But this is what, and if you take, maybe you'll have to take half an hour or an hour and do some of that prep work before you even get started. In this case, I didn't have to do it. That's definitely some stuff that I'll be showing. All right. So I hope you enjoyed that, found it educational, maybe entertaining. Hopefully you had fun, and more to come.